And we're back here on the Stogie Geeks show. Just want to tell everyone to visit our website, www.stogigeeks.com. That's bourbon. And follow us on Twitter @Stogie Geeks. Also, check us out on Facebook. Tim has been really hitting up the Twitter and the Facebook lately. You've been the social media
whore.
I was searching for a better word than whore, but
I'm a friend. Okay, I'm a friend.
Okay, you're a Mr. Whore.
he's a social media expert.
No, what?
Hello
Geek.
to all our new Facebook friends. Thank you.
And to the old ones. Oh man.
Oh boy,
Stogie Santa, you're having a good time, huh?
Oh yeah, I'm telling you, I'm gonna get lit up. It's birthday time.
he's just getting started.
75 years old. It's a tough one. Oh, wonderbar.
We just lit up the Hoya de Monterey's here.
Yeah, sorry, Hoya de Monterey Habana. These are the double Coronas.
Corona.
Double Coronas. Holding it up for the camera here so people can see it when you watch the videos.
Burning and drawing perfectly.
Right from when I lit it up, it was just fantastic. I've had some Churchills. I've never had the double Corona size. This is the second Cuban double Corona you've given me that is burn and draw was awesome, and the flavors are just phenomenal. The other one was the punch double Corona.
Oh, what's that punch yet? I gotta give you. I got about half a dozen of those left, and we're gonna spark those up.
Those are really good.
Fantastic.
Smoke them if you got them. That's what Shay
Ben,
in New
what
England.
what are you smoking over there? You got something special too.
I am smoking a Cuban benchmark, as I like to call it, a PD4, Partagas Series D number 4. One of my favorite cigars, one of my favorite Cuban cigars.
Excellent.
Probably,
I agree.
You know, I think, although I'm partial because I smoked a PD4 on like a really big day, like I had finished a very big project. And you know how when you light one up,
yep.
sitting back, watching the sun go down. This is the cigar I had, and ever since then, it's always been a great cigar.
I'll tell you what, though, you have those moments with the Partagas Series D number 4, but also if you get a box, before you know it, the box is gone because they're just so smokable, right?
Yeah, they are.
You can smoke them at lunchtime, after dinner. I mean, anytime. They're just very, very smokable.
The last batch I had, I think I took every single one down at lunchtime.
I've gone through at least a box and a half in the past year or so.
I just say shame on us when we let them age out. That's why. You know what I mean? Smoke them.
Do those age? Do those parties?
Well, I'm just saying cigars in general.
Oh, in general, yeah.
I was going to say, I don't think any of us have actually let them age out.
No, not that. No, but I'm saying like the number 9s we're talking about.
But you know what, though? When I trade with people, too, that's probably one of the top cigars that are requested to trade. So I've traded quite a few of them for other cigars that I've wanted to try. So
I tell you, though.
And I've never been disappointed either.
The number 4s are great. Don't get me wrong. But I tell you, I've said this almost on every podcast we have. The PCs on the bullies are just amazing smoke. I love them.
The what now?
The Petite Coronas. Ben likes them also from nice tight ash.
Which Petite?
The Boulevard. I mean the Boulevard. The
Partagas.
Partagas. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I got the wrong. Yep.
I don't think I've had one of those yet. I have to try one.
Ditto.
So we're on our Stogie Tech segment, and I'm going to be talking about cigar smoking tips for the traveler, having established that I spent more time in a Marriott than I have at my own home. This past month, I thought I'd spend some time and talk about...
That was quite a trick. Can we see that in slow motion? Oh, did you crack it?
No, it's good. I dropped it, folks. I dropped it. You should have seen the look on my face.
It looked like it was
a watching a live video. I was like, oh.
Oh, it was like a baton major.
Oh, man. It hit my laptop bag, so it's all good.
That mouth was open like it hit the floor.
I wish we could have captured that on camera. Yeah, I think we did. I think we captured most of it. I don't know if we saw the cigar. It looked like it actually went up and then down.
You saw my face.
There was an arc. There was an arc to it. That was good, dude.
That was the largest orifice I've
ever
seen.
The irony is...
He was like, I don't want to get it on my shirt. Oh!
The irony is we're talking about those Hoyas, that 5-pack earlier.
What the hell is that?
As I hit the table. Did you hear that? That was the gong sound for Tim dropping a cigar. You get the gong.
Out of the last 5 Hoyas I had, literally one smoked right, drew right, and it's the last Hoya I had, and I dropped that and stepped on it.
Yeah, what is it
And
with
I
you?
had the same panic in my eyes as just now, where
I like that.
and
That
yes,
was just for
yes,
you.
I picked it up off the deck and I smoked it anyway.
Oh,
folks.
your face was
Yeah.
priceless.
All right, we're going to try again to
Okay.
start with this tech
Let's
segment.
get this.
Everyone, hold on to your cigars.
Yeah.
Here we go. So I learned a lot about smoking when traveling recently in this past month, and I think the number one thing is to always bring cigars. Bring your own cigars.
Oh.
Don't think you're going to go somewhere and say, well, I'll just buy cigars when they're there, because they're probably not going to be the ones you want. They might charge more than you're normally used to paying. So always bring some. Now, sometimes I bring too many, and sometimes I bring not enough. Wait, no.
Right.
There's no such thing as bringing too
Too
many.
many.
Is
There
what
you
I found.
go.
Yeah. Make sure you get one of those 30-count Zycar travel or 40-count ones and take that with you. I always use the hard cases.
That's only going for a day.
That's right.
I was gonna say I've seen you travel humidors, Paul, man, and you don't go with not enough. So
Yeah, well, I have. Orlando, actually, I went with not enough.
Really?
I was going to be out
well,
there.
you were there
Wow.
for 10 days.
I was there for 10 days, but I didn't know how. And here's a good tip. I didn't know how smoker-friendly the hotel was going to be.
Okay.
It turned out that I had a balcony. Now, they wouldn't come out and say, yes, you can smoke on your balcony, but they didn't come out and say you couldn't smoke on your balcony. So
Fair
everyone was smoking on their balcony. Like, if you looked out, there was people smoking on their balconies. So there wasn't an ashtray on your balcony, which is the telltale sign that it's okay to smoke here, but there wasn't no smoking signs on your balcony. So I guess they taught. And Florida being, I think, a state that profits a lot from cigars,
Indeed.
they were readily available in the lobby and such. So I was able to smoke outside of my balcony. So I'm like, I didn't bring enough cigars. So thankfully, where I was staying was actually 15 minutes away from a very large cigar store in Florida, whom I ordered cigars from, Corona Cigar. And a student of mine was kind enough, I think his name was Derek, thank you, Derek, for going to Corona Cigar and picking me up some cigars to get me through my trip. And I ended up with some great smokes from his little excursion, so it was great. But when you travel with those hard cases. You can get them anywhere,
Yeah,
right? And they come branded in different names. They're all probably made from the same plant manufacturing. They're the hard cases, you know. They more
I got a little miniature suitcase.
Yeah, we got. Oh, here it is, right here. Yeah,
I mean,
Zycar makes a series, right? This is
That's
the
a small one.
This is the. Yeah,
This is a 15 count.
no. This is a more than 15. This is a 20 or
Whatever.
whatever.
It is.
It's Stogie Santa's drunk.
No, not yet. I just don't give a shit.
So always travel with one of those.
Can we set him loose on your neighbors soon?
Put some. Yeah.
When they take my clothes off first?
Please, God, no. So put some Bovita packs in those hard cases, right? Because Bovita packs, they're going to absorb humidity. If you're going to a place that's humid like Florida, they're going to emit humidity if you're going to a place that's dry like Las Vegas. So also never put your cigars in your checked luggage.
No.
Because the checked luggage goes in the luggage carrying portion of the plane, which gets
All the gorillas
extremely,
get at it.
it's very cold. And your cigars will crack.
Especially
and
up in the air.
Yeah, they will not smoke right.
Like confetti.
Yeah, they'll be confetti when you're done. So always take them on the plane with you. Now, I also, when I pack my hard travel case, Zycar or whatever cases, I always choose, or try anyway, to take the cigars that come in tubes or already in cellophane.
Okay.
Because they tend to get banged around inside of
Good
your
point.
travel cases and stuff. Or if you want to take them with you, if you're going out to dinner and you want to just throw one in your shirt or your pocket or something, having ones that are already in cellophane or tubes is a great idea because they will travel extremely well. Sometimes I'll actually take a 2-cigar hard travel case with me, maybe put a couple of extra cigars in it to fill it, and then when I go out, I'll put the cigars that I want to smoke in there. Now, the problem that you run into is you may end up in a situation where there's lots of people around you who want to smoke, and you have cigars, but they're not with you. So I don't know if you want to carry around the case with you when you go to dinner or whatnot, but I find cigars and tubes work.
I gotta
really
be
well.
honest, Paul. I thought for sure you'd have your 30-count handcuff too.
I was just going to say,
No.
you read my mind to me. If
like,
you have his
get
handcuff,
smart, you know, and
like get smart.
yeah.
So TSA has actually gone through my 30. I'll hold it up here. Hold up. We got it.
They went through that?
Yeah. This is the 30 count.
Are
case.
you serious? Is
Yeah.
that the Met? I really.
It's the 30 count Zycar case. It's very rugged. It's very heavy actually. It's full of cigars right now. But they
No
actually went
kidding.
through that, and they took out each. There's 3 trays of 10,
Yep.
foam trays, and they took out each tray. And he had gloves on and everything. He was very.
Was this
and I
the
was
last
nervous.
trip that you did this?
No, this was like Vegas last summer,
Okay.
and like my heart is like in my throat because I'm like I got all these aged Cubans in like the top tray, and he's like very carefully like took out each tray, and he kind of just looks at me. And I got this like big smile on my face. I'm like, yeah. He's like, looks like a lot of fun. Wish I was going on your trip with you, right? And
At least
he
had a
goes,
sense
"No."
of humor.
He puts them back in very, very nicely, closes the case, and he sends me on my way.
Isn't that wild?
I don't know why they decided to go through
Never
it.
had that problem.
Yeah, and I've traveled with that before. They haven't gone through it, so TSA is
Well, that
very.
SWAT sticker has a lot to do with
Yeah,
it.
yeah, exactly.
Wait a second, Paul. You have a hack naked stick
Yeah.
on the side of that thing.
I have a TSA sticker with a big line through it on the
Yeah,
outside of
it
the
might
case.
have
I don't
something
know
to
why
do
they
with it,
So the other thing is bring, and we'll talk about TSA a lot in this segment, but bring matches and cheap cutters. So when I travel, and I've had a lot of cases, I've had quite a few lighters taken from me. I've heard stories about people having their cutters taken. So when I travel now, I put matches in my bag along with a cheap cutter in a Ziploc plastic bag, and I put that in there. Now, matches are A-OK with TSA. I mean, I've traveled with, in fact, I ordered from Smoke Inn or one of those online places, and they gave me like 5 books of these really long, nice matches. So I've been taking these with me when I travel. So
Nice.
I'll put 2 or 3 of these in my. So like
Right.
if the wind comes and blows out a couple of matches, I've got plenty. And they don't care. You can take as many matches as you want through TSA. Well, I'm sure if your case was filled with them, they might question it. But 2 or 3, 4 boxes.
Pyromaniac.
Yeah, I've had a couple of those larger matchbooks in my case, and then I've had another pocket from like another trip that had another baggie like full of wooden matches, and they don't care. Matches are cool. Now cutters, I've heard of mixed success. I've never had a cutter taken from me going through TSA, but I've never traveled with something like those Zycar scissors, for example.
I don't think you're going to make it through that.
I wouldn't go
Yeah.
with scissors.
No.
Yeah, I
That shuriken, I don't know.
I'd be going to.
They might take that and laugh at you.
They
for-
could take it. That's
they-
fine.
yeah.
Wow.
All yours.
Oh, it's so funny. On the beaten path, this is the best TSA story I've ever heard. A friend of mine, Brad, who travels all over the world, he was at a local airport down here in Green, and the TSA lady comes over and questions and looks at the lighter. And the lighter, as he's looking at the lighter, she's looking around. He says, oh, that don't worry about it. That's a new lighter. He says, well, what do you mean new? He says, flameless. Oh, okay. He gave it back to him.
A flameless lighter.
Yeah. So thank you.
It's a new invention, a flameless
Yeah,
lighter. That's
flameless
awesome.
lighter. Whatever.
Well, no, there is such thing as a flameless lighter. It's the one in your car,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
That's a
there
flameless
you go.
lighter. So yeah, don't go with scissors. And I don't like to take my nice cutters with me, simply because they could take them. I mean, it does have a
ask
sharp.
Ben.
It does have a sharp edge on it. Like I wouldn't travel with my Paleo. And I've heard stories of people saying, well, and I think there's more traveling internationally that they'll question it and they'll say, well, if I can get it apart, then it could become a weapon and you can't
It's
take
true.
it.
It-
And I've heard stories of TSA or the equivalent agents trying to rip apart a Paleo and they can't get it apart, which I would agree with because they're very well constructed. But
Agreed.
I always take the cheap cutters with me, and I will kind of have a rotation. If I take one with me on a trip and I use it a few times, I'll get home and I'll throw it out. I'll get again get a new one because the blades on those things are really really
they're
dull.
terrible.
They're terrible.
They're
And
good for 4 cigars.
yeah, you cut 4 or 5 cigars or more, and then they're done. So I'll actually take a new one with me every trip.
That's because of the single blade on it.
Yeah, and you can get those free. So if you travel and go to your local cigar store and say, "Hey, can I get a cheap plastic lighter?" and
Worst
use it
case
in your
scenario,
trip, throw
you're
it
gonna
out.
pay $5 or $10 for the damn
Oh,
thing.
if
Yeah,
that.
It's
yeah.
worth it.
Go
Take a
B&M,
cheap one
they'll
though.
give you
Don't take your $40 or $50
No.
Paleo or your Zycar cutter with you because that's a bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
Now on this recent trip though, it's kind of interesting. My bag got flagged, and I'm like, well, my bag is flagged all the time for different whatever.
You do look shady.
Yeah, sometimes it's
You look like a
electronics.
terrorist.
Yeah, well, I'm Armenian, so I mean, sometimes it's electronics, sometimes it's cigar stuff. But they actually took out my cheap plastic cutter, and he took it over to like the TSA lady, and then didn't really say anything to me, and just gave it back to me and sent me on my way. So I don't know. He didn't try and pull it apart. He didn't say he couldn't have it. I'm like, if you need to take it, take it. I don't care. You know what I mean? It was free, and I'll use my key or something if I have to. Now, I haven't experimented with a punch. I'm kind of afraid to take my Zycar really nice
Oh, I
punch with me because I'm afraid they'd take it. But I really don't see how they would because it's it's an edge, but it's not really. It's
It
not
just
a
wouldn't
weapon.
be worth the risk.
Yeah, that's kind of so.
Still in your cigar cutters in your
In your shoe? No, they make you take your shoes off.
But like not
Oh, in your checked baggage. If you're checking a bag, you could put your nice cut. I have put my nice cutters in my checked baggage, and that's totally fine. 'Cause you put knives in your checked baggage, and that's totally cool. Now, along those lines, never pack a torch lighter, right? Torch lighters are what TSA is looking for,
Yeah.
okay? So
Well,
torches.
of course. How else are they going to, light
Right.
their Cuban cigars?
This is a torch, right? That's the torch, right? Is very different from. Do we have that Zycar
Yes,
soft
we
flame
do.
lighter?
There we go.
So any soft flame lighter is okay. Now this particular Zycar soft flame lighter that I'm holding up for the camera here, you can see it's a soft. Well, you can't really see the. Well, you can kind of see the flame on the video, but it is a soft flame lighter. So if I put this in my check bags, I would say 50% of the time they'll flag it and they'll say you got a lighter in there, and I'll say it's not a torch lighter to reinforce with them because they're kind of dense that it is not a torch lighter.
You don't say.
Yeah.
It's flameless.
Yeah, it's flameless, and they'll take it over to their supervisor, and I make sure there's fluid in it, so that they can light it and say, oh, and I say it's a soft flame lighter, and they hand it back to me. And I've taken this on more than several trips, and it makes it through. Now, sometimes I don't because it's kind of annoying, because I know that 50% of the time when I go through, my bag's going to get flagged, and sometimes I just don't want to deal with it, so I pack matches.
fair
you
enough.
know. So that's a Zycar. I do recommend it. And in fact, when I go to Vegas this summer for 10 days, I'll deal with TSA, taking on my bag and lighting it just so I can have it with me, because a lot of times in Vegas you're outside and you're smoking, and it's nice to have
10 days is a long time. Too.
Now, I have toyed with the idea of taking the Bic plastic soft flame lighters.
Yep.
I don't know. Does that leave a flavor? Do you find that it affects the flavor?
I don't know. I just never used it.
Yeah, ditto.
I don't even. I'm not going to go there. I'd rather use a match.
Yeah, I agree. I would rather use the match. So, let's see. The Zycar, so we talked about that. Inspect it and find a local place. I always try to find a local cigar shop to look around, see what they might have, meet people, find smokes I may not be able to find anywhere else. Maybe they've got that smoke I've been looking for. Also, don't buy cigars in the hotel. The Marriott I was just at in Orlando, they wanted $48 for Padron 1964 anniversary.
That's obnoxious.
Yeah, and they didn't even really specify the size. They said sizes may vary, and yeah, so there was $50.
I'm sure they'll be very aged because no one's buying them.
Yeah, yeah. So maybe you can get some aged ones, but still, I wouldn't pay $50 for that. So, and also, share your cigars. When I go teach, at a conference, I find there's at least one person, at least in every class that I teach, even a class of 15 or 20 people. There's usually one person I found in every class consistently 100% of the time that likes to smoke cigars. Often they've not brought cigars with them, so you share your cigars with them. And it's a great way to meet people, maybe mingle, the whole social aspect of cigar smoking. And as I said, some hotels are better than others. The Marriott in downtown Charlotte has a lounge where you can smoke, eat, and drink.
Nice.
In the lounge in Marriott downtown Charlotte. That's number one on my list for like places to go where there's the best lounge, and the people in there are super, super nice. Washington D.C. There's the other one, Shelley's Back Room.
Yep.
Same thing, smoke, eat, and drink in the same place. It's a little off the beaten path depending on where you're staying in D.C. You might have to take a cab to get there and whatnot, but the people aren't as nice there. I mean, they're kind of like, yeah, here's your food and cigars and beer and whatever.
Basin Street Lounge.
Go ahead, give the mic to Ben so he can.
If you're ever in D.C. or in the area, if you go across the Potomac and go to Alexandria, Old City Alexandria, Basin Street Lounge, you go there around 8 o'clock. Don't buy the cigars there. Buy the cigars on the street or bring your own. They don't care. Get a beer. They either have a jazz or a blues band playing in the corner. Jazz or blues band. Not bourbon band. And just very ornate woodworking all around. The place has been there for 100 years. Awesome place. I highly recommend it. It's a little expensive, but you're definitely going to enjoy it. Alexandria, Virginia. I mean, it's a phenomenal place to go, especially if you're going to go to D.C. or in the north part of Virginia. It's very nice.
Very nice. Let's see, and that pretty much rounds it out. Did anyone else have any want to share any tips for traveling and cigars?
No,
You're the man, Paul.
Yeah, I did a lot of it.
Well done, man.
but like I say, international is a totally different animal.
Yeah, internationally, you have to be a lot more careful.
Because I went to Italy. I mean, they went through everything I had, everything. That's the only time that's why I know you're doing domesticated traveling because of your work, and I that's why I found that really, shocking to find that out when I went overseas. When I was carrying the same humidor, they went through that, which I kind of expected anyway.
So that's it. We'll take another a short little break here, and we'll come back with our another Stogie Tech segment.